The diplomatic air at the White House turned unexpectedly charged this past Wednesday, May 21, 2025. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa was meeting with former U.S. President Donald Trump. What began as a seemingly cordial discussion took a sharp turn. Mr. Trump chose this high-profile meeting to confront President Ramaphosa directly. He brought up highly contested claims regarding the alleged targeted killings of white farmers in South Africa. This sudden shift in topic immediately created a tense atmosphere, moving from diplomatic pleasantries to direct, serious accusations that demanded immediate attention and scrutiny from all present. The conversation veered into a deeply sensitive and politically loaded subject for both nations. Mr. Trump did not merely make vague assertions, he came prepared with specific allegations, painting a grim picture of the situation. He spoke of white genocide, a term laden with historical and emotional weight, suggesting a systematic and intentional effort to eliminate white farmers. He claimed that many people were deeply concerned about South Africa, feeling that a segment of its population was being actively persecuted. This persecution, he implied, was so severe that individuals were seeking refuge in the United States. These are serious charges, ones that echo previous statements Mr. Trump has made, often amplified by certain media figures and online commentators who share similar viewpoints. To support his stark claims, Mr. Trump presented various materials to President Ramaphosa. Staffers were instructed to play a video. This video reportedly featured South African opposition politician Julius Malema. In the footage, Malema was seen chanting a controversial song, while other visuals depicted rows of white crosses. Mr. Trump explicitly stated, "These are burial sites right here." Burial sites, over 1,000 of white farmers. He also handed over copies of articles, which he asserted documented widespread brutality against South Africa's white minority. The presentation was clearly designed to be impactful, relying on visual and anecdotal elements to underscore his grave concerns. One particular image held up by Mr. Trump, which he described as showing burial sites all over the place. White farmers became a central point of contention later on. He also played footage from political rallies where participants were heard singing the controversial "Kill the Boer" song. Mr. Trump identified those leading the chants as officials and people that were in office, implying state condonement or even involvement in inciting violence. These presentations set the stage for a robust fact-checking effort by various news organizations including BBC Verify, which began to dissect the claims almost immediately after the meeting concluded. The evidence presented by Mr. Trump quickly came under intense scrutiny. Let's look at the facts. The video footage showing white crosses, which Mr. Trump claimed were burial sites, tells a different story upon closer examination. According to Rob Hotzen, an organizer involved, these crosses were not grave markers at all. Instead, they formed a temporary memorial erected for Glenn and Vita Rafferty, a farming couple tragically murdered in 2020. This memorial was located in KwaZulu-Natal province, near Newcastle. The video clip itself had been circulating online since September 2020, following protests related to farm attacks, highlighting its age and specific context. Further investigation revealed that these temporary crosses were no longer standing. Google Street View imagery from May 2023 confirmed their removal, indicating they were not permanent fixtures as burial sites would be. This directly contradicts the assertion that they represent ongoing widespread burials. More significantly, the dramatic image Mr. Trump presented, claiming it depicted burial sites of white farmers in South Africa, was found to be entirely unrelated. AFP and BBC Verify traced the image to a Reuters news agency clip. This clip was filmed in Goma, Democratic Republic of Congo, in February, and its subject was the tragic killing of women in the DR Congo, not South African farmers. When examining the statistics surrounding farmer killings, the narrative of a targeted white genocide also faces challenges. South Africa undeniably has a high overall murder rate. In 2024, official South African Police Service (SAPS) figures recorded 26,232 murders nationwide. Within this tragic total, 44 killings occurred within the broader farming community. Of those 44, 8 were farmers. Crucially, SAPS figures are not publicly broken down by race, making specific racial targeting difficult to ascertain from this data alone. The idea of a white genocide was also dismissed by a South African judge in February 2025 as clearly imagined and not real, a significant legal rebuttal. The Transvaal Agricultural Union, TAU, an organization representing some farming interests, does track racial data based on media and member reports. For 2024, TAO recorded 23 white people and 9 black people killed in farm attacks. For the period of January to May 2025, their figures showed 3 white people and 4 black people killed on South African farms. While every death is a tragedy, these numbers, when placed in the context of the country's overall crime statistics and the multiracial nature of victims, do not align with the genocide narrative. Claims of widespread racially targeted violence against the white minority have, however, been amplified by prominent international figures, adding to the politicization of the issue. The song Dubul Ibhunu, often translated as Kill the Boer or Shoot the Boer, played a significant role in Mr. Trump's presentation. This song is not new, it is an old anti-apartheid struggle song. Boer is the Afrikaans word for farmer, but in the context of the song, it often refers to white South Africans generally, particularly those associated with the apartheid regime. Its historical roots are embedded in a period of intense oppression and resistance against a system of racial segregation and white minority rule. Understanding this historical context is crucial when analyzing its contemporary use and the strong emotions it continues to evoke across different communities within South Africa. The legal status of the Kill the Boer song in modern South Africa is complex and has been subject to various court interpretations. There have been instances where South African courts categorized its singing as hate speech, recognizing its potential to incite violence and inflame racial tensions. However, more recent judgments have taken a different view. Some rulings have determined that the song can be legally sung at political rallies, interpreting it not as a literal call to violence against individuals, but rather as a symbolic statement, making a political point about systemic issues or historical grievances. This legal ambiguity contributes to the ongoing debate surrounding its appropriateness and impact. One of the individuals shown leading a rally and chanting the song in the video presented by Mr. Trump was Julius Malema. Mr. Malema is a prominent but controversial figure in South African politics. He previously led the African National Congress's ANC youth wing, but left the party in 2012. He now leads the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, an opposition party. It is important to note that Mr. Malema has never held an official government position within the national government. In the 2024 elections, his EFF party secured 9.5% of the vote, making them a significant opposition voice but not part of the ruling coalition or government policy-making apparatus. Another figure shown singing Shoot the Boer in a separate video clip, also presented as evidence by Mr. Trump, was former President Jacob Zuma. This particular footage dates back to 2012, a time when Mr. Zuma was indeed the president of South Africa and leader of the ANC. Shortly after that incident, the ANC itself promised to stop singing the song, acknowledging its divisive nature. Mr. Zuma left office in 2018 and subsequently departed from the ANC. He now leads a different opposition party, Umkhonto weSizwe, MK, which garnered over 14% in the 2024 elections, positioning itself as another opposition force distinct from the current government. During the tense White House meeting, President Cyril Ramaphosa directly addressed Mr. Trump's assertions. He provided immediate context regarding the figures shown in the videos. Specifically, concerning Julius Malema and the EFF, President Ramaphosa characterized them as a small minority party. He further emphasized that our government policy is completely against what Malema was saying. This response aimed to distance his administration and the official stance of South Africa from the inflammatory rhetoric and actions of an opposition leader. It was a clear attempt to correct the narrative being presented by Mr. Trump in real time. The South African government and various commentators within the country have consistently pushed back against the narrative of a white genocide, and the idea that white farmers are being systematically targeted for extermination. Officials often point to the high overall crime rate affecting all South Africans regardless of race as the primary issue. They argue that farm attacks, while horrific and unacceptable, are part of this broader crime problem rather than a state-sanctioned or racially motivated campaign. The focus, they maintain, should be on addressing crime comprehensively for the safety of all citizens, rather than singling out one group in a way that can exacerbate racial divisions. The incident underscores the critical importance of factual accuracy in international relations and public discourse, especially when dealing with such sensitive and potentially volatile issues. Misinformation, or the presentation of unverified claims as fact, can have serious consequences. It can damage diplomatic ties, fuel internal divisions within countries, and lead to misguided policy decisions. In the age of rapid information spread, the responsibility to verify sources and critically assess claims is paramount for leaders, media organizations, and the public alike. This episode serves as a stark reminder of how quickly narratives can be shaped by incomplete or misleading information. Ultimately, the confrontation highlighted a significant divergence between the claims made by Mr. Trump and the verifiable facts as investigated by multiple sources. While the safety and security of all individuals in South Africa, including those in farming communities, remains a serious concern, the evidence presented did not substantiate the claims of targeted white genocide or official condoning of violence. The debate also brought to the fore the complex historical and political context surrounding issues like land reform and protest songs in South Africa. Navigating these complexities requires a commitment to truth and a nuanced understanding, rather than broad, alarming generalizations.